It's impossible to remember all the people who fought in the war. One remembers very closely one's own comrades. In my case, my crew. I flew in one of command. I flew another crew. I'm the last surviving member.
I served in the regular Canadian Army from 1975 to 1980. I was in a regiment called Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry. UN peacekeeping mission in Cyprus in 1980. It's a 6-month tour duty. And it's basically the Canadians are there to keep the Greek Cypriots and the Turkish Cypriots from killing each other.
See, I was just a high school kid during the war.
Yeah.
And I joined the Canadian Navy at the time of the Korean War.
I volunteered from school when I was 17 in 1940. Yeah, and then I served all during the war. And when the war had finished, I became an infantry officer and served another 10 years.
Actually, it was a mistake. I was looking for work and there was no, so I said I'll join the army. So I joined the army, went to Korea. It was 3 years in the army.
Canadians were soldiers long before peacekeeping. Canadians invented peacekeeping.
This one here was presented to me personally by the late King George VI. It's a medal for bravery. That's a distinguished flying medal. This one here is the Atlantic Star. That is for attacking U-boats. Long, long way from England, right down through Bay of Biscay, right to the Spanish border. This one is the Bomber Command day and night operations over Europe, and the rest are campaign medals.
Medals? Well, this one is called the Canadian Forces Decoration, and it's just a medal for service. And the 2 bars on it means that I served 32 years. It's called the Special Service Medal, and I was given this medal for serving with NATO in Europe. And then this one I got, this was given to me by the Polish Navy because there was a very close relationship between the Polish Navy and the Canadian Navy during the Second World War.
20 years. This one is for Somalia. That was a peace enforcement operation. It was not peacekeeping. This medal here is the Canadian Peacekeeping Service Medal for Canada saying thank you to the soldiers. This medal here is for UN operations in Croatia in 94-95. That's the year I served. This medal here is for NATO operations in the former Yugoslavia. I was there in 1998. This medal here is for service in Bosnia again. That was in 03-04. This is the Queen's Jubilee Medal for her reign of 50 years. And so various soldiers and whatnot, soldiers, sailors and airmen received that throughout Canada and all the Commonwealth countries.
I served in the former Republic of Yugoslavia, which would be the blue and white.
Yeah.
My peacekeeping medal, which was handed in Ottawa with Prince Charles, and the Canadian Declaration for time served over 12.
The Korean medal.
Yeah.
It's at United Nations, and this is a voluntary, and this is the peacekeeping.
Here's from the Canadian government. It's Canadian Peacekeeping Service Medal. Every Canadian soldier that serves on a peacekeeping mission, I believe it's for more than 90 days, receives it.
What do you think of Remembrance Day?
I think it's very special because it's like the veterans and everybody who went to the war representing how they saved our country.
And have you seen any of the soldiers or the people?
I given one veteran a coffee.
Yeah?
Because we made poppies in class.
Why did you make them poppies?
Because it had like a letter attached.
We take a lot for granted here.
You do?
A lot for granted.
Yeah.
Serving in the former Republic of Yugoslavia when I first entered the town of Devar back in the 90s, it was a ghost town.
Was it?
Yes. It was a Serbian town, Croatian occupied, from misplaced war.
I would never put myself in a position of offering advice. You're talking about going to war and things like that. It becomes a very personal thing. You know, I would not advise anybody for or against something, except, remember, I wasn't here when I was in England.
Yeah.
Right? We were then, days had been invaded. There was no case of choosing and one thing. Everybody was in it. My parents were in it. My brother was
Yes, things happen, soldiers, and like you think of injuries as bodily injuries, where you see someone has maybe lost a foot or an arm or a leg. But in a lot of instances, Canadian soldiers come. You hear the term shell shock and battle fatigue. Now they have a new name that they call it, called post-traumatic stress disorder. And I personally have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's a severe anxiety disorder. And there's a lot of depression related with it. And these mental health issues stay with you for the rest of your life.